Hi, and this is Mike Garner from MrMikeGarner.com, coming to you for your personal growth and spiritual development. And this is just another nugget of wisdom, a hint and tip to help you overcome the obstacles that stand in the way of your health, happiness and success. I'm not waving at you, I'm just getting rid of mosquitoes and flies. It's very, very warm here today. I just want to share with you a concept of detachment, because this for me at the moment while I'm here in Thailand is something that I've learned since October when I arrived. The isolation here, the separation that you have from, if you like, Western culture, and also the separation that I've got because of the language barriers that are between me and local Thais, that I tend to be communicating with body language and gestures and facial expressions and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I've learnt some Thai words, but certainly I'm not having conversations. So I tend to be spending quite a lot of time in silence, which is something that I've always enjoyed, even when I lived in Old Colwyn, being on my own for such a lot of time, and also going into voluntary meditation states and then dream states where I lucid dream, astral project. Even in a crowd of people, I could detach, separate, and this is a really useful skill for psychic connection, empathic reading, healing, thought projection, thought reading. But in your everyday life, this detachment, this non-reaction, if you like, gives you peace of mind. But then there's always something, and I found that in my preparations to come to Thailand and then on arrival, there's always things that crop up that take your peace away. Situations, events, things people say, things I do, mistakes I make, things that happen to me, things that come from me, continually make you turbulent or make a turbulent environment. So what do you do with that? I've been witnessing that when something goes wrong or somebody does something wrong, that I think I've got to do something. Something happens and then I think I've got to do something. I've got to correct it, or I've got to sort it out. And the fact of the matter is that you don't. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to correct mistakes, because they're not mistakes, they're just things. And on the other side of that coin, and this is very interesting when I came up with this, and I came up with this in a dream actually, is that you tend to think that when someone pays you a compliment and you feel good, that that's a good thing. And then when somebody insults you maybe, or conflicts with you, or puts you down, then you don't feel good. And what's that about? There's been lots of situations that are going on in my life now when I observe them and step back, that even though I teach non-reaction, I'm aware that I do react. I don't react anything like I used to react years ago, and I don't react to people that I don't care about. I mean, literally anybody could push my buttons years ago. And then I evolved to a place where I would only get offended by people that I respected and loved, possibly. People in my inner circle, if they disrespected me or said something, that would hurt me because I trusted them. But I think I'm moving to a place now, and this is what I want to share with you, where nothing gets to me. Nothing, nobody, no event, and I don't get to myself. And if I do start to lose the plot and start to become turbulent and feel uneasy, then I check myself very quickly. Because in a world of duality, there's always going to be good and bad. There's always going to be up, down, left, right, yes, no, black, white. There's always opposites. And so really, you can't want a world where there's no negativity. You can. But the reality of it is that negativity it exists. And although, if you like, I say get away from negativity, get away from negative people, get away from negative situations. In fact, don't just get away, run away. Get away from negative thoughts. There's nowhere to get away to. They're all here, they're all around us. It's like searching for enlightenment and seeking knowledge and finding enlightenment. There's nothing to find, it's here. Everything is here now. And it's your reaction that reveals it or deletes it. And what I'm saying is that you don't have to go anywhere. There's no route, path, place, religion, structure to create peace of mind, health and energy, loving relationships. It's here now. It's in you. You've got to go inside. Within you is a Buddha. Within you is Christ consciousness. Within you is peace. You're born peaceful. You're in the womb. You're in this watery, cocooned, safe environment within your mother. And then you come into the world, and straight away ego says you've got to do this, you've got to do that. You basically start to run your own life rather than doing things naturally. When you were in the womb, you didn't have to do anything, it just happened to you. The universe took care of it. You didn't say, I think I need an eyeball, I think I need a fingernail, I think I need an ear. It just happened. But when we come out of the womb and they cut that umbilical cord, we're on our own. And we start to control things and it goes wrong. We've got to get back to stop trying to control things and allowing it to go right. It's that surrendering. It's not a submissive place where you give up your power. It's where you own the power to trust that you are part of the universe, that you've got God inside you and you're connected to God. And God just is. God is eternal, so are we. God is powerful, and so are we. God is love, and so are we. We're an extension of God, and in fact, we're here to be an extension of God and to share God and good and love and peace and power. And if what you're doing is not that, then you're not being godly. There's a lovely expression that I learned when I did martial arts, which is living the way of Doi. In other words, living like water, and water is powerful and it's strong and it doesn't hit things head on, it goes round, but it erodes things as it goes. It finds its path. You'll find a meandering river and come back in a couple of thousand years and it's straight. That's what we've got to be. And in this life we don't have to hit things head on because we've got many chances to come back to get this right. All we have to do is find peace and be peaceful and stop reacting. And when you do that, and you don't hit things head on, instantly you discover the miracle that within you is that peace and love, and all we're here to do is share it. The body, if you like, is a communication device. And the mind, which is connected to God mind, just has to tune in to God inside and God external. Within the micro is the macro, within the miniature is everything, the ultimate. And we as an expression of God, an extension of God, God being G-O-D, the grand organising designer, not a person with a white beard like Father Christmas on a throne making judgments. You're a sinner, you're good, you'll be rewarded, you'll go to heaven, you'll go to hell. It doesn't work like that. That's just dogma that's being put in place by religious people, not prophets, and not people who are godly and spiritual sons of gods, as we are children of God. Forget those rules. You have within your DNA, within your consciousness, a moral code. You know what's right and wrong. And if you use your consciousness and connect to super consciousness, in other words, that micro and the micro is the consciousness, and the super consciousness, God consciousness, is the macro, everything, eternity, never ending, infinite, unlimited, then you know what to do, and you do nothing. You just be. You be with people, you listen, you share, you love, you communicate through this communication device called the body. You touch, you smile, you're warm, you're giving, you're sharing, and you go to a place of peace. And if people are not peaceful around you, are not kind, well, you don't react. That's their trauma, their drama. It's nothing to do with you. you just go within to that place of peace and smile, and there's nothing to do, and you'll find that as you radiate that love and peace, you'll attract that love and peace. And that's the awakening. The awakening is realizing that all these traumas, all these dramas, all these stories that we create where we complicate everything, it's just so simple. But it's not easy, because we've got years and years of conditioning. I'm 60. So when I realised this a long time ago, I had to unprogram myself and then reprogram myself to go into non-reaction. And I still get it wrong. And I know I will always get it wrong, but I get it right more often than I get it wrong. And I want to get to the point where I completely almost like get it right. But if I don't beat myself up. Get round people who assist you to share that love, peace, that state of being and non-reaction. If you're around people who make you reactive, then maybe that's telling you not to be around them too often, because that's too challenging. But thank these people for teaching you that you are reacting and that you should shift. Because it's in that shift, it's in that awakening, it's in that realization, it's in that conscious aha moment when you realize that you don't need this, that you really know you don't need it, and then you walk away from it, and you don't even have to walk, you just stay where you are and you just shift and you go, I don't need this. And the best affirmation which I'll leave you with, which is this, and I love this, and it says, I choose peace rather than this. And we're always striving for worldly things, for more things, for acquisitions. That's the ego saying you've got to have this, you've got to have that, you've got to keep up with the Joneses. And you don't. You just have to be. I say so many times, we're human beings, we're not human doings, we're not human havings, we're not human workings, we certainly shouldn't be human stressings, we're just human beings, and all you have to do is be. Just be peaceful, be kind, be smiling, be happy, be healthy, be wise, be loving. Be you. Be who you want to be. Not because I tell you to or anybody else tells you to, because it works. That's the miracle. And when you experience that peace of mind, that aha moment that makes you feel wonderful, you realise that you don't need that big telly, that car, that watch, that relationship, although those things are nice. You could have the best relationship in the world, or the potentially best relationship, or the best house, or the best job, and the best this, that and the other. But if there's no peace and love inside, you just won't appreciate it. Come from appreciation, come from acceptance, come from allowing, come from within, the God within, the Buddha within, the Christ consciousness within, and connect to super consciousness, God mind. Make that connection. Realise that you are God, you are an extension of God, and the body is a communication device to share love, and just stop reacting. I choose peace rather than this. Choose peace rather than anything that takes your peace of mind away from you, and your life will shift, and you'll have more energy, you'll live longer, you'll be smiling, you'll be happy, and you don't need all this stuff. All you need is peace. God bless.